It's an interesting day at the racetrack, Dover, round 2 of the NASCAR Nextel Cup championships. And the big story, I thought, was television. The TV ratings came out for last week's race at Loudon, New Hampshire, and they weren't very good. NASCAR, I think, is going to have to rethink the way they handle the chase and the way that the tracks that are involved in the chase. I think that starting the chase in Loudon is not really a catchy thing for most people in the country. Large cities tend to get better ratings than small locations. Dover, Delaware is a nice town too, but it's probably not going to get much better ratings than the 3-3 that ABC got for last weekend's race at Loudon. Therefore, when we look at the front row for Sunday's 400 here at Dover, we see Jimmie Johnson on the pole, but I think the bigger story is Juan Pablo Montoya, because NASCAR needs more than its core audience to get good TV ratings, and TV ratings are what the chase is all about. When Brian France came up with the chase in 2004, after Matt Kenseth ran away with everything in 2003, it was in part to create excitement in the chase. And it's done that for people that are paying attention, that follow the sport very closely. But for the average fan, a race in Loudon, New Hampshire is not really as exciting as a race in Los Angeles. I think NASCAR might be better served to start the chase Labor Day in Los Angeles and then continue it for 12 races rather than the 10 races right now starting in the middle of September. A 3-3 for a NASCAR championship playoff start is not very good when you look at the NFL playing the game at the same time this season, and they're getting 11s and 10s and stuff like that. I think that NASCAR needs to rethink the way it's going to approach television and the championship chase. Another good story here today is the fact that Clint Bowyer, who won last weekend's race in Loudon, was only 42nd fastest today in terms of making the field. So he's going to be on the last row for Sunday's start, which is sort of curious. And Jeff Burton, his teammate, didn't do much better. And Tony Stewart and Jeff Gordon didn't do much better either. It was sort of a strange day at this track, and I think a lot of people are curious about how NASCAR is going to handle some points penalties that they might want to hand out. A team that gets a 100-point penalty now or loses a crew chief for 4 weeks or something like that, that could be devastating to a championship race. And Jimmie Johnson was talking about that himself, and he knows from personal experience that when you lose a crew chief for 4 races or 6 races, it really makes it difficult. Those are some things we'll be looking at the rest of this weekend. That's Mike Mulhern at Dover Downs International Raceway for GeneralNow.com and the Winston-Salem Journal.